Hello friends, welcome. So today we are going to solve the problem of the parallax background layer that's not scrolling properly. Especially we can see the gaps between the backgrounds. So we are going to solve that problem. So most of the time this kind of problem happens when the your background image size is smaller than that of the viewport size, and sometimes it's also happens because you zoom out of the camera and your image size become relatively smaller. So let's solve that problem. So first of all, let me show you my viewport size. For that, let's go to project settings, and in the windows we can see the viewport width. It's 1152 and the height is 648 pixels. And next, let me show you the project right now. So we are in the label node. So this is the label, and this is a player node. It's a character 2D, and it's able to slide and move through this static body horizontally. So we are going to make a horizontally scrolling game. So let's see. So this is what it is. Right now we can see nothing in the background. And now let's put some parallax layer. For that, I click in the label node and then add a child. So we are going to add first parallax background. And inside the parallax background, click on the parallax background, and we are going to another node called parallax layer. And click on the parallax layer, and we are going to add a child here, sprite 2D, and that's it. And inside the sprite 2D we are going to put our image or texture. For that we have already two images, so let's see the size. So the size of the first one is 2048 by 1546, which is larger than the viewport size. Let's see what happens if we use this as a texture. So I drag it, put it inside the texture, and we can see the image of the background here. So let's just save it and just run for now. So we can see our image, and it's not repeating itself. So let's make it close. So to repeat the image again, we go to parallax layer and go in the motion style, and in here we just set the position where it has to mirror again, repeat again. For that we can see the size of the image. So the width of the image is 2048 pixels. So we can just mirror at 2048 pixels like this. And let's see again if it repeats or not. Right now, play. And we can see it repeating, but we see some gap in here. So we are going to solve this problem. So we don't want to see these kind of gaps in our game. So to solve this problem, let's click in the sprite here. So the center of the sprite is here, and let me click on the parallax layer, and its center is also here. Yeah. So to solve the problem, one thing we have to do is let me just drag this whole parallax layer off first here. Oh, I just only drag the sprite to look. Yeah. And the parallax layer center is here, the origin. So let's move this one also. So is the origin of the parallax layer, and this one, this is the origin of the sprite 2D layer. So to solve the problem of the gaps, we actually have to align one of the corners, top corner, or we have to start from the origin of the parallax layer like this. So if we put it like this, then I think the problem will be solved, the gap problem. Let's see, save it, and then let's move this uh, whole layer here. Yeah, save it, and let's see if we see the gap or not. Play, and so we don't see any gaps right now. Yeah, it's smooth, and that's how we solve the problem of seeing the gap in the parallax layer. Okay, now let's use another parallax background. So I'll just duplicate this one, parallax layer, duplicate, and in the sprite 2D I'm going to change the image. So let's use this one. So let's see the image size. It's 512 by 387. That's very small. Yeah, so let's drag this in here, and we can see it's very small. So first of all, the mirroring is also not correct. Look, so one repeats here and another repeats here. So if you want background like effect, it doesn't look good. And let's solve this also. First of all, let's align the origin of the parallax layer and sprite 2D. And let me just drag it here. Let's click on the sprite 2D and align these guys like this. And then let's see what happens if we just put these things right here. Save, and let's see what happens. So we can see very small image here, and if we go through we cannot see it, and it will repeat again after certain distance, but we want our image to repeat continuously. So let's fix that. So to fix that, we can do it in several ways. We can just increase the size of the image, or we can increase its size or scale its size from here. So let's click in the sprite 2D and go in the transform, and we can just double its size or triple its size. So right now the size is 512. So minimum we want is 1100 and how much, 52. So to make it we can triple it. Doubling doesn't actually solve the problem. I think it's 512 multiplied by 2 is 1024. So that's not the size of the viewport. It's still less. That's why let's triple it. So to scale it triple, we just use the scale 3, not 2, 3. Now we have increased the size of our image. If we can see, oh, I misplaced the origin again. Let me fix it. Okay, like this, and let's just put it right here right now. So we need to fix the mirroring. So to fix the mirroring, we go in the parallax layer and in the motions, and it's 512 times 3 is 1536. So it mirrors at 1536. 36. Yeah. And now let's move this guy down here, and let's see if it scrolls properly or not. Play. Okay, and now it's scrolling properly. Yeah, and that's how we solve the problem, guys. if you have a problem in parallax layer having gaps, and you can fix your issue like this. And next, if you are zooming out of the camera, for example, right now I go in the player and I have a camera 2D here, and the zoom scale is 1. It's in normal. So if you want to zoom out and your game is played by zooming out, then there can be a problem. For example, so if I zoom out 0.5 times, so my camera becomes bigger, look. And if it is like this, I'll save it. And now I think there will be another problem. So let's see. So if I play, now what happens? Look, we can see the gaps right now, yeah? In here and in here. So there is another problem now. If we zoom out of the camera and then our scrolling effect has gone. So let's solve this problem again. For that one, we use the similar principle as we have done for the smaller picture. So we scale it more because our viewport width has increased by twice. So I have zoomed out 0.5 times. That means our viewport was 1152 and now it's twice. That means our viewport size has increased to 2304. That's why we see the gaps. So to solve the problem, let's solve the problem of the first layer, parallax layer, sprite 2D. So its image size is 2048, but our width of the viewport right now is 2304. So let's fix it. For that, we go to the sprite 2D and then we have to transform it again. So let's make it twice. Yeah. So I made it twice. It's a little bit bigger right now. And let me just fix everything, every origins and all the things. The origin of the parallax layer is here. Let's put it here. Click on the parallax layer. Let's fix the mirroring also. So to fix the mirroring here, so it is twice now. That means 2048 into 2. It's mirrored as 4096. So 4096. Yeah, it's become bigger. And now we can just move this guy down here and let's see if it scrolls properly or not. So play and it scrolls properly, the layer that's backward. And next let's solve this problem here also. In here the size is twice, but it's not doing anything, yeah, because the image is still very small than the viewport. If we look at here, it's 1536, the current size of this image right here. So let's just double it again. For that, we have already done it thrice. If we multiply by 4 times, I think it's equal to the viewport size. Let's see, 512 multiplied by 4, 2048. Not possible. Multiply by 5. Yeah, we need to multiply by 5 and it will be a little bit bigger than the viewport size. And next, let's solve the mirroring effect. So the size becomes 2560. So in the parallax layer 2, just write down 2560. And let's fix the origin also. So let me drag this parallax layer here and drag this sprite to the top right kernel like this, and then drag everything right around here. And let's see if we have solved the problem of the gap. Play. And now our background is scrolling is very smooth, yeah. And that's how we solve the problem of parallax layer or parallax scrolling that's having a gap while scrolling. So thank you guys for watching my video. If you like this tutorial, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe my channel also. Thank you.